Hello, you guys, and welcome to the Women's Cave on the Road. If you cannot tell that I'm not in my studio, you are blind, or listening to this on the podcast. Either way, you're still blind. Anyway, I don't know. It didn't make sense, but I had to come up with some sort of joke, Jay. Don't yell at me from the bed in the hotel. Um, so, yeah, you did drive me here, Jay. So she decides to jump on while she's not on camera. Anyway, I'm Winona, and I remember to introduce myself. High five to me and all those people who are watching. Uh, yeah, books. That's what comes next. We wrote books. We have And I Thought Divorce Was Bad, and I Thought Being Grown Up Was Easy. Jade reminded me to tell you that And I Thought Divorce Was Bad is an audio book. Yay! And I Thought Being Grown Up Was Easy, and I Thought I Did My Journey Alone, and I Thought He Was the One. By the way, Journey Alone is over here, and I Thought He Was the One, and then we have is that everything for the Anti-Thought series? And I Thought I Could Juggle It All. And then we have the Misfit Guys, Sassy Sway That Leaves Crooked Footprints, boom, Flowers, and the Misfit Guys, Cocktail Soirees, and the LBD. Which, by the way, is my favorite book, you guys, because it's a cocktail recipe book that has life lessons. So if you fail at the life lessons, drink a cocktail. And if you succeed, drink a cocktail. Either way, great idea. Also, you can look at all our books at Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com, and you can see everything that we're doing at AndWeThought.com. You guys, Just Right in Life, moved from Amazon to Facebook, so please follow us. And we are on Channel 18 in Sacramento. Is that everything?
Yeah. Oh, AndWeThought.com. Just say it one more time.
Oh, yes, and AndWeThought.com. One more time. There we go. Now, wonderful guest, because we have an amazing guest today. That's why I rushed through it and didn't even do the whole narcissist thing, because our guest is amazing. And I'm sure she can be more narcissistic and big-headed than I would ever want to be, just by listing her actual accomplishments, not like being braggadocious. Wonderful guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I would. Good morning. My name is Shana Downbrought, and I'm here in LA. I'm an art critic and editor and all-around sort of art world personality, both. Here in Los Angeles, where I have lived and worked for coming up on 25 years.
Okay,
which is a whole other topic. 25 years in LA. That sounds like one of your books, like How to Survive. But yeah, that's me. I'm so excited to be here. I'm really honored that you reached out to me. So I'm ready to do this.
Awesome. First of all, I was going to immediately say 25 years in LA, you should be given an award. I think anyone who can move out here and go 25 is yeah. There should be an Academy Awards just for that.
Like just for like staying.
Yeah.
Perfect attendance or something, some version of that. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
I came here from New York, and I thought, like everyone else that comes here from New York, I'm going to stay a couple of years, see what it's about, and go home. And that was in, like 1995. And here I am.
It's probably because of the weather, minus when we're here.
Part of it, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, definitely. And I have to mention, you guys, that she is the first true punk, mature lady that I have met in LA. Please explain why, and then we'll get into like real crap.
I will. And it's funny because, as an aside, there's a new book that this amazing LA photographer just came out with called Hair Stories, where she interviewed tons of women about their hair and what it means and how it's so much more than style, and it gets into like identity and cultural expression and agency and autonomy and things like that. So it is both silly and super real, I feel like, which is, we could like do a whole hour on hair, but don't worry, we're not going to. Basically, forever and ever, I dyed my hair this amazing sort of like fuchsia eggplant color. I mean, it was so great. It was like super punk rock and whatever. And I started to get older, and I noticed that it was growing in this silver. And I had a friend who, under the theory that in Los Angeles, where fancy women go to Umberto's salon and get pink and green streaks put in their hair and then go to museum board meetings, that letting your hair go gray as a relatively young woman is actually the last true punk rock hairdo you can rock in Los Angeles. And I thought, well, whether or not I agree with you, I honor the structure of a triple dog dare. I know what that is. You can't say no to that. I understand the code. So I went for it, and it worked out really well. And it's been about I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 years. And people love it. Like, people stop me on the street, and not only women, but men. They think it's, I mean, it was a little scary to, like, you know, let it happen. You know, aging is no bueno in general, and like really not good in LA, right? But I realized that I'm not in the my image of youth business. I'm an art critic, and my job is to be kind of authoritative and, you know, expert about things, and maybe not worrying about chasing youth, you know, was something I didn't need to engage with. And it was very freeing. And then I was so happy to notice that people seem to really love it and kind of want to talk about it and be like, God, to say inspired is ridiculous, but I can't tell you how many women want to talk to me about like what it was like and how it's been and how they've always thought about it, and maybe they will. And it was a whole kind of cultural conversation that I did not anticipate when I took the dare. But now, now it's part of who I am. So, you know.
So that has to be your next article, The Art of Self-Expression.
Yeah.
And unplanned reactions, I guess. Yeah. Okay,
I had teenage girls ask me how I do it, and I'm like, oh, sweetie, wait 30 years. You're good.
Wait 30 years until you get chubby and your hair is gonna do this.
No defense.
Okay, I gotta do like at least one serious question. So you are a art critic and a journalist for LA Weekly, right?
Yeah, I work for, pardon me, I work for a number of places since most of my career has been freelance, magazines and books and things. But for the last year, I've been the art editor at the LA Weekly, which is actually the third time that I've worked at the paper over the years. I keep working there and leaving and going back and leaving. This is my third time, but now I'm, you know, in charge of the art section. So the last year has been insane and amazing, and I love it. But I also do still write for other magazines and books and things like that.
You also wrote for the Founder mag. How was that?
Oh, at the Founder.
What's it, Founder? Flaunt.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you brought Flaunt up, actually, because vis-a-vis my big giant head, the brand new issue that just came out last week is the Venice Biennial Special, and they released it in Italy, and it has my story on the cover on the incredible LA artist Carrie Upson. That's Kaari for those Googling at home. Upson, Upson, but it's the one of, well, Flaunt does multiple covers, so there's 4. I forget 2 of them. One of them is Grimes, and one of them is my Carrie Upson art story. So that I'm not in Venice for the biennial, but I feel spiritually connected, and I'm really proud of the story.
So should have got that plane ticket.
I know, right? The magazine is awesome, but they're not plane ticket for freelancers awesome.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Right. But I love them. I've been working with them for a few years. It's a funny story how I started, and it was kind of Flaunt for me when I moved here. They were like my dream. They were the sexiest art magazine, culture magazine I'd ever seen. I wanted so badly to work with them, and it just never quite clicked. And then one day, about, I don't know, 5 years ago, it did. And I've been working with them ever since. And it's one of the things I'm most proud about in my career.
Well, that just stole my question, journalist.
It was a dream, and then I got it, and that's crazy. So
that stole my question. My next question was going to be about the greatest accomplishment, but now we know.
Well, I mean, that to me, that's like my sentimental, and also what I love about Flaunt is that so much of my career has been in art magazines, right? Artillery, Art Limited, White Hot, Art and Cake. These magazines are dedicated to visual art world in mostly Los Angeles. Modern Painters, I covered LA for them. you know, Tama Celeste, I covered LA for them. But Flaunt comes from LA, but it's not only art, obviously, it's fashion and music and sometimes politics and all kinds of other things. And it goes from LA out all over the world.
Oh,
And
awesome.
so to be able to represent LA to the world and beyond the art world is really what I love about Flaunt. So they're very special to me, and I think they make a great cultural ambassador for LA.
I think so. That's when I saw it on your resume, I had to go look at the magazine. I'm like, I love this magazine.
It's a sexy magazine.
So cool. So immediately I put him on my list of people to contact for next year. I'm like, yeah, for the 25 hottest creatives in the world, I'm definitely contacting them.
And the people that work there are also very hot. Like,
duly noted. Screw this about getting one
FYI.
person. We're just gonna be like Flaunt the magazine. Yeah, thank you.
The staff is pretty sexy too. So.
Well, that explains where you fit in. Okay. So I do have to do my narcissistic question, of course. Oh, Jade is saying no, I can't do my narcissistic question. Yes, I am over time by a minute, but come on. Yes, I do have a last question to ask. I'm asking anyway. No. But then, like, don't take this seriously, because I hear in LA that, like, it was an actual serious thing. People ask these narcissistic questions and they mean them. I don't. So when are you writing an article about me?
Well, I mean, okay. I will say this. You should know that October 3rd at the Ace Hotel, they're doing an all-women's podcast festival.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are you covering it?
If you figure that out, maybe I will put you, because that's the other thing. The inverse of Flaunt is the LA Weekly, which is in LA, about Los Angeles, for Los Angeles, art readers, broad cultural interests. It's, you know, every day at the website, every week in newsprint. And that's a very different pace from something like a big fancy glossy that comes out, you know, every 6 or 7 weeks. You have all this time and you can do, the paper is like a newspaper, man. It's like, what's your story for today? Let's do this. And it's, the last year has been amazing, but part of it is because I have all this mandate for all, you know, and I have all these freelancers that work with me that are amazing writers. I get to cover almost anything I want in the whole city. And so it's not just this sort of art review that I'm known for, that I've won awards for, and all of that is sort of almost, you know, like a more academic kind of journalistic language. The newspaper's a newspaper. And, you know, I'm 47, and this is a new challenge for me in my career, and I was a little worried because it's so different, but I love it. So the answer to your narcissistic question is, when you do something in LA, I will put it in the LA Weekly.
Cool. So I'll move my my movie premiere from Florida to LA.
Correct.
It's a joke. I'm gonna do that premiere in Florida. No. Anyway, so you guys, can you tell us where we can find more information about your work and how we can follow with the articles that you will put out later?
Yes. The current brand new, today, LA Weekly has a cover story on the artist David Hammons and his first Los Angeles exhibition since 1974. And of course, he's like an iconic American artist who really went to school and, you know, did some very important work in LA and then moved to New York. And, but the LA art world has always sort of longed for him and thought of him as, you know, one of ours. And he's finally back with a giant solo show with new work and everything. And it's a huge, big deal. And I wanted to share that with more than just the art world insiders. So we put it in the LA Weekly. And that's one of the stories that I'm really proud of at the paper, because that's, you know, something that really unites the insular art world with the broader society of LA. And so that's current right now, laweekly.com. But me in general, I am on all the Twitter, Instagram things, and it's my first name, which is Shana Niece. That's my whole first name, is the 2 words. That's SHANANYS. And that's my internet thing everywhere. At whatever platform you want, that's where I am at that name.
I just wanted to say that her Instagram is awesome. I was a little surprised.
Good.
Yeah, it was good.
I will say two things. I have it easy because most of what I Instagram is the incredible visual art that LA has to offer. And so it's like, as long as I can take a decent picture of the incredible art, my work is like good. My Instagram's lit. But my boyfriend is a really genius photographer. So I've been following him around for 5 years, watching his little tricks and stuff. So my random flowers and what I ate for lunch game is pretty strong as well.
It is. Yeah, like before I asked, I was like, oh, an art critic? Okay. And then I kept going. I was like, ooh, nope, an art critic that has a lot more going on. Yeah, we're going to have to interview her. Definitely.
I appreciate that.
All right. So you guys, I want to thank you so much for coming by, especially since with all your awards. And I feel honored to even think about interviewing you in my silly little way.
Oh my gosh, I was so honored to get your call. I thought almost the same thing. I was like, they know I'm an art critic, right? That's kind of a weird. So I feel really honored.
Yeah. So I'm going to wrap this up. So you guys remember that you can get books on Amazon.com, books, and you can find them on BarnesandNoble.com, and then you can follow everything that we're doing at andwethought.com. Remember that when you go to
name, by the way, great name for a project.
So remember when you go to andwethought.com, go to the second tab. I think it's the second tab. It's called the Ladies tab. Go all the way down to the middle, and you will find the charities that we proudly support. We please ask you to give them time, skills, prayers even. I don't really care. And if you can't give anything else, give money. There you go. They will greatly appreciate it. And we want you to remember that wisdom is all around you if you're open to finding it and accepting it, especially today with Shana. So peace and love, you guys, from Winona. I have my nails done. Look at this. They're done. Yes. And Jade, bye-bye.